All right, the Mocher. If you're interested in the Foundry and you've made it this far through the videos, you're probably have an example Mocher or starting to think about the Mocher. It's a document. So we'll explain what the Mocher is and how it fits in to the Foundry's management philosophy. MOKR stands for Mission, Objectives, and Key Results. It's actually a very simple document. It's usually only a couple of pages. It's nothing mystical. In fact, it can be even done on paper. It's best if you use some sort of word processing document like Microsoft Word that everyone can read. That's sort of the idea that these documents will be available to everyone. I'll explain why in a second. But it's really actually a very simple concept. The mission is a statement of purpose. It should only be a few sentences long. It should be really clear to someone who's never even seen your business. They can read through it and say, okay, I understand exactly what this business is trying to do. The objectives are an overview of specific plans that correspond to the mission. So you're going to take your mission statement, you're going to break it down into sort of overview ideas that are the objectives for the next period of time. In Mocher's case, it's 4 months. For that period of time, what are the pieces that I need to do in order to accomplish my mission? And then the key results are actually a breakdown of smaller, specific deliverables for each objective. So if you're picking an objective like build a website, your deliverables might be write website content, gather website photography, build website itself, etc. So some key things here about the Mocher. Number one is it's a document, and the reason that's important is because the whole idea is that it's to be edited and viewed by other people. This is a document that allows other folks to log in and change things and say, look, there's something else you forgot or something you might need to do, there's a better way to state this. So it's a living document. And also, anyone should be able to log in and read it and get a clear indication of what your overall objectives are. Also, everything written in the document is going to be results-oriented, not effort-driven. And what that means is this document is more concerned with, did I actually accomplish said task that I said I was going to accomplish? Not, I tried really hard to do X, Y, Z. We don't really care about what you're trying to do. This document tracks what's actually being accomplished. And so therefore, you're forced to pick a deliverable associated with accomplishing that thing. You have to say, you know, website was built and published. You can't say, worked a long time on my website. So that's very important, and you'll see that in some of the example Mochers. Also, you want these measurable results to be very specific and something that anyone can read and understand. It should be plain English. It should be hard for someone who doesn't know your business well to log in and understand what you're doing. So let's give this a little context. You know, where does the Mocher fit in and what we do in the Foundry? Well, Mocher is a quarterly goal. It says in the next 3 or 4 months, here's what I'm going to accomplish with my business. There's a monthly version of that called the project review. It's not a document, it's actually a meeting, but that sort of keeps you on track from month to month. It forces you to state 4-week goals. And then there's a weekly document that we use called the management report, which is much more detailed and task-oriented, that keeps you working on a weekly basis. So you start off the quarter by saying, here are the things I'm going to accomplish. Month to month, you say, sort of, here's my progress. And every week, you're going to fill out one of these things and say, this is what I did this week, and this is what I plan to do this week. So that's how it fits into the overall structure at the Foundry. Mocher really answers this key question. Are the things that I'm doing right now going to help me directly accomplish the mission that I stated? It's very easy, we all know, to sort of take on tasks that aren't closely associated with accomplishing exactly what we would like to accomplish, and you sort of get off track and go into the woods in terms of productivity. That's the key question. Every week you should be able to say, are the things I'm doing right now leading to completion of my project? It also provides discipline to stay focused on individual tasks. You're really going to check what you're doing on a week-to-week basis against the tasks that are stated in your Mocher, in the objectives and key results sections, and also in your management reports, which is a separate video. Another thing it does is it allows you to declare what you will do it, and then track if it's really being done. I know that sounds simple and sort of stupid, but it empowers you to say, this is what I'm going to accomplish, and then go out and try and do it, and then afterwards figure out, is it what I accomplished? And if not, why? And we'll talk about that in a second. That's something we refer to as a post-mortem, but this is really important. This is probably the most important thing about the Mocher. What it really does is it gets you to stop spending time coordinating with others and spend more time actually working. I know a lot of times in my business history, You spend as much time explaining to other people what you're doing and how you're doing it and why and what the goals are and coming to some agreement around those goals than you do actually executing your work. The Mocher forces a team to agree on a set of goals and allows anyone on the team to log in and recheck what the tasks and goals are for your 4-month process. It's super important. This is really a way to waste a lot of time, is coordinating with everybody else what you're up to and what they're up to. We'll talk about that in management reports as well. So when I talked about the post-mortem earlier, what we mean is what did we say we were going to do and what did we actually do and why? Those questions are important. If you find that it's not the end of the world if you're not accomplishing what you set out to accomplish, but the key questions are why and what are you doing? A lot of times you'll have bumped into problems or something you can't figure out or a roadblock in the business model or what have you that doesn't allow you to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. That's okay, because what happens is you end up building a list and prioritizing and ranking things that present risk or obstructions. So even if you aren't finishing the exact tasks that you lay out, you've certainly got a better idea of why and what tasks are stopping you. That can help you focus your attentions more on getting past the biggest problems in your business. So this is sort of the overview idea is that after I've done this for a little while and tried to execute against my quarterly goals, I should really start to understand my own capacity. I should have a better, more honest idea of what my team and my personal capacity is. So that's the point behind the Mocher. It's a statement of quarterly goals, and it's your mission, your objective, and your key results. And it's really a way for you to stay disciplined and have some accountability for what you're doing, and really stop spending a ton of time coordinating and spend most of your time executing against specific tasks. So if you have an example Mocher, that's probably what you're going to fill out as part of your participation in the Foundry.